Hey guys, Marauder here. I thought I would show you some more games that I recently added to my collection. And by recently, I mean as early as this morning even. But I'll start and I'll move my way up to my most recent find because I'm really excited about what I just acquired. So, the first new game I picked up for $10, I picked up Steambot Chronicles Battle Tournament for the PSP. Don't know much about it. I bought Steambot Chronicles a while ago for my PS2. Still have yet to dig into it. But seeing as this was $10 and I was kind of in the mood to play something on my PSP, I figured why not. But I have not yet had time to play that. For the PS2, I picked up Blood Will Tell, Tenzuko Osamu Dororo. I don't know what that means, some kind of Japanese thing. Based on some manga story, and this is kind of fun. This is a game I've been looking for a really long time. It's an interesting third-person action title where you're basically a guy who gets sent to hell, and he's missing pretty much all of his body parts, and so in order to regain his humanity, he has to fight upwards of, I think, 100 or so fiends and demons in order to regain his body piece by piece. And he has these swords in his arms, like his arms come off and there's sword blades underneath of him. It just is an interesting concept. Gameplay is alright. It's a pretty standard hack and slasher for that time. It's got a little bit of strategy to it. One thing I don't like is you have a machine gun, I think, in like your knee, but there's no way to auto-target it, if that makes sense. Like, there's no way to lock onto an enemy and then shoot him. You have to just kind of hit the shoot button and pray the game hits the target. But other than that, fun game. Another PS2 game. Oh, the copy of Metal Gear, or Metal Arms Glitch in the System that I had in the previous update, I actually had to return because it didn't work. It didn't look all that badly scratched, but it didn't work. The guy at GameStop said that it had obviously been resurfaced, and I kind of guessed that because there were little circle marks all over the disc. So I traded that in, and in exchange I picked up a copy of Zone of the Enders for PS2. They offset each other by about $1. I think they gave me $1 back after buying this one, but this is a game I have been interested in since high school and haven't gotten around to picking up because I didn't get a PS2 until the Slim model came out, so I'm slowly building my PS2 library. If I ever do an entire PS2 collection video, I'm literally just going to put everything down on a table and just go there and slowly scan over it and call it a day, because if I actually talked about each game individually, it would take forever. But excited to have it. It's in mint condition too, so I'm very, very happy with that. Another PS2 game I picked up recently is Devil May Cry 2. I've heard a lot of people complain about this game, and I'm certain that the complaints are not unfounded. However, I haven't played it. As such, I can't really give my own opinion. I have played Devil May Cry 3 and 4. 3 on the PS2, 4 on the 360. And I'm liking them quite a bit. So, picked up 2, really cheap, in really great shape. Funny thing about it was they actually left the disc in the case, so I was able to open it up and look at the disc and judge the condition for myself before walking it up to the counter, which I really wish they would do more of, instead of you just coming up with the empty case and they go, alright, here's your game, and it's scratched well beyond what you would find acceptable. Anyway, and I'm not particularly picky, but you know, it's just really upsetting when you get home and there's this giant ring cut around the disc and you just go, why did they let that in? Anyway, for the Xbox 360, I picked up the copy of Vanquish by Platinum Games and published by Sega. Huge fan of Platinum Games, huge fan, and love God Hand mostly, which is from Team Clover, which is now Platinum Games, but I've followed them since they started. I mean, I think I have about every single game they've made outside of Infinite Space for the DS, which I have yet to find. But a lot of fun, this game. Incredible. It's like Gears of War cover system, but with a jetpack. It's incredible. It looks good. It plays good. You never really have to guess at where the enemies are, because the enemies are red, whereas everything around you is like this, you know, mechanical, man-made, space station-esque. So it's really easy to spot enemies. You're never lost in what to do. Loads of fun. For my Nintendo 3DS, picked up a copy of Dead or Alive Dimensions. I actually pre-ordered a 3DS specifically for this game. That's how much of a fan I am. It does not disappoint. It's a very good game. Very good game. Pretty much you have all the characters, including all the boss characters from all of the previous 4 games. And it's got a couple interesting modes in it. I may do a review of this later, so I don't want to go into it too much, but needless to say, if you're a fan of fighting games, pick it up. Lots of fun. Okay, on to the thing I found this morning, and I'm going to show you what I got, and then I'm going to tell you what I paid for it. It's incredible. Okay, so I have a stack of a bunch of games here. I picked up at a local garage sale near my house. I got a copy of Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six for Dreamcast. They're all Dreamcast games, by the way. Dave Mirra's Freestyle BMX. NBA 2K1. Some kind of sports game there. NFL 2K1. Ultimate Fighting Championship. World Series Baseball 2K1. NHL Hockey 2K. Sega Bass Fishing. World Series Baseball 2K2. Now we're kind of off the sports games, so we're going to get into the kind of decent games. Test Drive number 6, which looks like a PS1 game, but whatever. Unreal Tournament, which I actually have the keyboard and mouse for, so that'll be fun to try it out. NFL Blitz 2000. I know I said we were done with the sports games, but it's a great game, even if you don't like sports games. And the best find of the whole stack, Resident Evil Code Veronica, which is in mint shape, this one. Alongside all of that, I picked up, of course, the system to play it on. This thing came with all the hookups. No controllers, no memory cards, but the system and the cables. Don't have any problem with controllers or memory cards, as I own quite a few of those. Everything works perfectly fine, even the games that I didn't think would. There's a couple of games in the stack that are scratched up quite severely, and yet they still play. I picked up all this Dreamcast stuff for $5. I will say that again. I picked all of this up for $5. I walked up to the garage sale. It was just sitting there on a table, covered in dirt. This thing was pretty much brown in color. And I held it up and I said, "How much for the Sega?" The stack of games was next to it. And she said, $5. And I said, "Alright, how much for the games?" And she said, "No, it's all $5. At which point I gleefully handed her a $5 bill, and she gave me a bag. I threw it all together and ran home to test it. And like I said, works great. Very happy with this. So, just thought I'd share those with you. Little additional games to go along with the rest of my collection. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm Marauder, and I'll catch you later.